In the past year, our nation's fentanyl crisis has killed tens of thousands of Americans. Now, there's a new warning about this deadly drug that every parent should hear.
And you hear it right now. KDK's Today anchor Judd Baker sat down with experts who want to keep it out of the hands of your children. And a special report tonight, fentanyl, no quick fix.
This is fentanyl.
It is 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine.
It's highly addictive and lethal. Dr. C.M. Shada is a member of the Texas Medical Association and former president of the Texas Pain Society. He says the fentanyl that's plaguing the country is illegally manufactured.
The drug dealers are manufacturing fake pills. In other words, they're manufacturing look-alike pills that are counterfeit, and they can contain up to as much as 5 milligrams of fentanyl.
Dr. Shada says as little as 2 milligrams of fentanyl is enough to kill you. That's about the weight of a mosquito, or what's on the tip of this pencil. So if this glass of flour were fentanyl, it has the potential to wipe out the population of Tyler, Longview, and Nacogdoches. But it doesn't just come in powder form.
The public is unaware that there's counterfeit pills. They think they're taking their Xanax or taking their pain pill, when in fact it's a counterfeit, and they're risking their life when they take it.
The drug now claiming the lives of Texas children. One of the most notable instances, 4 student deaths linked to fentanyl overdoses in a central Texas school district.
It's scary to us that our kids are finally becoming susceptible to the fentanyl problems that most of the major cities have had.
Rusk County Sheriff John Wayne Valdez says East Texas is seeing the distribution of the drug. And while it isn't an issue in our schools yet,
it takes a while to get to certain areas. Will we see it? Yes. And we're fully expecting for it to hit here.
are you prepared for it?
Law enforcement wise, yes. For the preservation of our children, no, because we can't be everywhere at the same time.
That's why he put out this warning on social media, educating East Texans about the dangers of fentanyl.
I'm trying to educate the parents, these kids, before it gets to where it's prevalent here in this county or in East Texas. If they see this stuff and they know what it looks like, they got a better chance of stopping it before their kids ingest it if they see it. And that could possibly very well save a life.
Now, officials are sounding the alarm on the drug's newest form, rainbow pills, made to look like candy, posing a greater risk to our kids.
To do direct sales to our children, they're making them look like candy, you know, like the M&Ms, and they're rainbow colored, specifically in design to be sold to our children.
If this continues to get in school, is this going to continue to cause a bigger problem moving forward?
Yes, it starts middle school for sure. Even before middle school, come on, the cartel is selling it as candy on the playgrounds. So we're going to see younger and younger children dying.
So what's being done to fight fentanyl? Sheriff Valdez says it should start with securing the southern border, something he says is easier said than done.
This system it's not even broken anymore, it's shattered. And we're left to try to pick up the pieces.
Governor Abbott has directed state agencies, including the TEA, to ramp up efforts to combat the crisis.
Fentanyl is a clandestine killer, and Texans are victimized by Mexican cartels that produce and import it.
He's also classifying those cartels as terrorist in Texas. The governor also proposing laws that would make fentanyl dealing a murder charge, holding distributors of the drug accountable for the death of Texans.
This is a medical problem. You can't arrest yourself out of this problem, because if you stop fentanyl, it's just like prohibition. They'll find something else.
Dr. Shada recently spoke to the Texas House Committee on Public Health.
The weight of a mosquito is deadly,
urging them to revisit laws on pain and non-pain management clinics. He says this would allow for proper prescribing practices so people aren't driven to look for these illegal drugs.
So the doctors are unable to do what we need to do, both because we're being told not to and there's lack of funding. So we know what to do and we know how to solve the problem, but we're not being allowed to do that.
For now, there is an antidote to stopping opioid overdoses. It's called naloxone, better known as Narcan. Dr. Shada says it's inexpensive and effective.
The antidote has to be readily available,
helping to save some lives.
let us practice medicine, leave us alone, and the problem will get better.
While we work to find a solution,
we need to really look at closing the border as the first best step
to the fentanyl crisis. Judd Baker, KETK News.
Dr. Shada made 10 recommendations to the House Special Committee.
So you can read all those suggestions and find additional resources for the Texas Poison Center on our website, ktk.com.